going to be in the middle?
Oh, I could, yeah. Yeah. Jeanette suggested that we not stand in front of the mic. Mrs. Jeanette suggested that we not stand in front of the mic, that it picks us up better if we're like.
Is that what Mo said?
No, Jeanette.
Well, what does Mo say? With all due respect.
Most said to stand back to sing and to introduce, get right on top of it.
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
So how's this to speak? Is that too close? Really? It's not echoing?
It's a little hot.
How about right here?
Mo's always got his hand on the dial.
Because that's what he's doing.
Yeah, you don't worry. That's why he wants you close, so that then he can control.
Why don't you stand? We'll stand. And then you have the mic, Abby. Ready? And Paul, you come over here.
Or you in the middle, because you're small.
Yeah. We'll share this with you. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to.
Jeanette,
I mean, I think it's, I don't know. Is it picking up? Are you picking this up?
is it too loud?
Once we get people out here. Yeah, that's so that's just for two.
But I can even agree with that. I can agree with that. My attitude too. I'm close.
It did,
Oh,
because the previous device died, or became unreliable, more accurate. So this one, if you do this, sometimes it highlights it and it doesn't move anything, so I thought it moves better if you stick, or if you stick on the side. Yeah, see, crazy stuff happens in the middle. If you do like one finger on the side, it likes that better. Okay?
And if my webcam clicked on my face and turned to you,
There's always, yes, there's always two copies. We always do a PDF copy and an electric copy. Stuff available. Yeah, that's all available offline.
The front row is very difficult, so because we have in front of ourselves, the camera's going to be center.
necessarily.
Bring it on.
Oh, on just front and center,
Yeah.
okay. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to First Unitarian Church of St. Louis. I'm Roz Cook and I use she, her pronouns. It's so good to be together with all of you this morning, whether you're here in person or you're out there online. We would like to extend a special welcome, to babies. That's why no one's paying attention to me. I understand. She's so much cuter. Okay, so we're extending a special welcome to all visitors and newcomers. And if you are a newcomer to our congregation, you are encouraged to fill out one of these community cards, which is found in the pews somewhere in the front of you. And if you are online, please know that there is a live stream description, there is a link in the live stream description that you can click on. And if you are attending online, you are welcome to join others in the chat, and there is a link for the virtual coffee hour, but you have to go back out to your email and find that in the e-news. So there are several announcements this morning. First, today, celebrate the reopening of the Learned Library during coffee hour. Browse the curated selection, including 50 new books in the new renovated space. It is really beautiful. I've been there. Come check it out. Also, join Reverends Kim and Sabrina for the August 21st Food Truck Friday in Tower Grove Park. Look for Kim and Sabrina on the east side of the bathrooms. They'll have a bunch of balloons in rainbow colors, hopefully hard to miss. Bring a blanket or lawn chair and money to buy some food from the trucks. Also, if you were worried about ballot initiatives facing Missouri in November, then please come on Wednesday, August 26th at 6 p.m. And again, join Reverends Kim and Sabrina along with the Social Justice Committee, who are hosting a deep canvassing training by Promo. That's the Missouri Advocacy Organization for LGBTQ+ community. Come learn how to live into our values of justice, equity, and interdependence. The link to sign up is also in the e-news. Number 4, as part of our ongoing commitment to educating ourselves about the history of Indigenous people in the U.S. and Missouri, join the Social Justice Committee at Soldiers Memorial on Saturday, August 29th at 1 p.m. to visit the exhibit, Why We Serve, Native Americans in the United States Armed Forces. You can find more information again in the e-news. Now, please center yourself in preparation for worship. Good morning again. Welcome to this religious community where we affirm the worth and dignity of all who enter. We are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, identity, and theology. Our values invite us to a shared journey of truth and meaning making as we gather here in community. Together, we foster a spirit of gratefulness and generosity so that all may feel welcome and all can thrive. We are glad to be together this morning. Please enjoy this morning's prelude, Come Thou Almighty King by Felipe Di Giorgini and performed by Linda Batterson.
Good morning. I am the Reverend Kim Mason. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve this congregation as lead minister. What is black? Yay! What is black and white and red all over? Books! Newspapers! All the things that we read. This morning we are celebrating reading, learning, and books. Our opening words come from the Reverend Kevin W. Jago. Novelist Philip Pullman wrote, "After nourishment, shelter, and companionship, stories are the things we need most in the world." Today, we honor the power of stories to transform the world and the special place words hold in our lives and in our congregations. We honor the place of stories and the particular power they hold when shared with one another. This is the power of stories because they connect people. They change people from individuals into a community. In this time of book banning and dangerous political rhetoric, as in all times when people try to limit the flow of information, the ability of stories to open hearts and minds is center stage once more. This morning, may the stories we share and the stories that we hold dear sustain and connect us once more.
Our opening hymn this morning is number 300 in the Gray Hymnal. You can read it either in the hymnal or on the slide. The name of the hymn is With Heart and Mind. We'll sing all 3 verses. The tune is a very old one, and the harmony that Linda will be playing on the piano was added by Bach. The words we sing were written in 1990 by Alicia S. Carpenter, who wrote many of our most popular Unitarian hymns in the Gray Hymnal. Please stand as you are able.
Voice and hand, may we
Our chalice lighting today is by the Reverend Julie Conradi. We light this chalice remembering the freedoms long established in our nation: freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom from the establishment of religion. We light this chalice honoring those who exemplified protecting those freedoms: librarians, booksellers, teachers, authors, journalists. We light this chalice so that by its light we may read all the books. Books with archaic language, books with offensive material, books which affirm the diversity of the human race, books which normalize our varied sexualities, books which share multidimensional perspectives of history. May we bask in the glow of its light this morning as we illuminate, brighten, and radiate because of the books we have read and the books we have yet to read.
I'm the Reverend Sabrina Tripia. I am the Minister of Congregational Life. My pronouns are they and them. And today, for the connection moment, I wanted to do a backpack blessing. Did anybody bring a backpack? Oh, people brought bags and oh yes, awesome. So if you did and you can come here, please approach. If you can't approach, don't worry about it. If you want a backpack or bag to be blessed, but you didn't bring it, you could still approach. So typically, a backpack blessing is for people that go back to school and starting a new season, a new program, a new class. But there's other things that you may be starting at the beginning of the fall season that doesn't necessarily have to be school, right? And the reason for the backpack blessing here at church is, wouldn't you like to take all the love that you feel on Sunday by coming here with you for the rest of the week, right? Yes, say yes. Of course, you're here, right? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Those of you who have the backpack, you can open it. And those of you at home, you can also open it because this goes everywhere. And the people without backpacks and the people with backpacks, please gather all the love that you have, wherever you have it, into a tiny little pillow of love and chuck it into the backpacks and bags and open hands and open arms and open minds, etc. Woo! And catch it. Woohoo! Okay, so now for the actual blessing. Forgive me, this is the first time I've done a backpack blessing, but you know. So I have to read it. I don't know it off the top of my head, I just wrote it. Spirit of life and love, spark of divine light, be with us. Be with us at the beginning of another season of learning, at the beginning of learning and teaching, at the beginning of holding the web of our interdependence. And so may all the backpacks here and at home, visible and invisible, full or empty, at the beginning and always, be blessed. And may love go with us wherever we go. If you want a tag, you can come here, and I have a few tags for your backpacks. Amen. I don't know. Okay.
You said come here, so.
Yeah, come to where the tags are. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The tags have the jet pig. If you want to know what the jet pig is, see me after church. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're very welcome. It's good to see you. Hi. Hello. All right. There is something for you. Plenty of jack pig. Thank y'all.
Some of you know that I made, wait, I can do this. I too am going back to school. So when I say I have homework, I literally have homework. I started this summer at Pittsburgh Theological Seminary to get a Doctor of Ministry in Public Theology and Creative Writing. So, sharing our challenges as well as our jubilation creates community because it allows us to show up for one another. As the joys and concerns are read this morning, you are invited to come forward and place a stone in this bowl of water for those things weighing you down in your heart, or to blow bubbles on your way back to your seat for those things that are lifting you up, that are buoying your spirits. In our congregation this week, we send healing prayers to Vince Fazio, who is in the hospital recovering from symptoms related to ongoing medical treatment. He welcomes your calls. This morning, we worry about all those stationed on the USS Abraham Lincoln and the ongoing repercussions from their experiences. We worry about all the human suffering that is happening in Iran and the price of poor leadership. And as we continue through the deep heat of summer, we worry that this is only the beginning, that with the ongoing climate change, we may one day miss these cool 100-degree days. We hold these concerns with tenderness and compassion. May they be lighter because they are shared. And in our congregation this morning, we celebrate TJ Begush, who is graduating from nursing school. Whoop, whoop. And we appreciate a friend who is always willing to help. Amen for friends. We lift up these joys with gladness and celebration. May they be magnified because they are shared. And so, in the spirit of gratitude, please join me in a responsive prayer of appreciation for books. After each evocation, I invite you to respond with the words, "We give thanks." This reading is from Emily Mace. Spirit of life and love, holy within and among us, we give thanks for the books that stimulate our minds, open our souls, make us laugh until we cry, and offer company when we are hurting, scared, or lonely. We give thanks for the books that remind us that someone else has faced this before us, books that connect us to others who have found comfort in their pages and teach us empathy in a world of difference. We give thanks for the books that lead us to new ways of being and new faces for friendship, books that remind us of how the world used to be and how people throughout the ages have worked to make it better, and books that teach us how the world may be yet remade with greater justice, love, and compassion. We give thanks for the books that affirm the dignity and life of all and scare those in power as they show us how to resist. We give thanks for all books, banned, welcomed, or never challenged, books that have offered wisdom and inspiration or fostered courage and transformation. Together, we give thanks. May we be forever nourished by their words. Amen, and blessed be.
This morning's reading is by Reverend Erica Hewitt. And I will say, please stick with me because it's long, it's fabulous, and also because German is not my first language. So I'm doing my best with the German words. Okay. Although the German word Giftschrank sounds like a quirky holiday tradition, the term is really a combination of the words poison and cabinet. The term once referred to literal pharmaceutical cabinets in which chemicals were locked safely away, evolving to describe any container in which dangerous items are sealed to protect the common good. As any parent knows, our homes and even our workplaces contain informal poison cabinets, places where we stow medicine, liquor, knives, or other things that could be life-threatening to a child who doesn't understand the item's power. How do we, as citizens, respond to similar threats at the social level? In the 1580s, the Bavarian leaders had to decide what to do with books in the state collection that were considered heretical. On one hand, destroying the books would represent an unnecessary loss. On the other hand, heresies contained in these books, from writers like Galileo and Martin Luther, were considered too dangerous to expose citizens to. In the words of Roman Mars, host of the 99% Invisible podcast, the Bavarian monarchy opted to keep these works in order to better understand the arguments of their enemies, sealing hundreds of books into a locked box that was called a gift trunk. Since that time, gift trunk has come to refer to the conceptual containers, often special rooms or vaults, used by libraries, museums, and government agencies as repositories for materials that are considered harmful or sensitive. The best modern usage of gift trunk occurred in Germany between 1945 and 2016. When the Nazi regime ended, it became clear that Hitler's propagandist autobiography, Mein Kampf, was a threat. Rights to the book passed to the Bavarian state government, which made two decisions. Rather than banning the book, which was too reminiscent of the Third Reich's book burning campaigns, it decided not to publish any new editions in German, and it also decided to allow access to existing copies only to people pursuing scholarly ends rather than political ones. So for decades, until digital and virtual access to written material became commonplace, public libraries in Germany held copies of Mein Kampf in their Giftschrank, restricting access to those who were deemed to have valid reasons. These restrictions were maintained until 2016, when the book's copyright expired and it passed into public domain so that it could be reprinted by publishers and sold in bookstores. A Giftschrank is intended to control access for the sake of the common good. The stashing away of questionable writing or art isn't an attempt at secrecy, nor is it the same thing as censorship. There are still ways to access the metaphorical poison in the cabinet, whereas the outright banning of material is a surefire way to trigger our human craving for the forbidden and our proclivity to seek it out. The Giftschrank is like a building whose front door is locked, but whose side door is open to those with the password. Both in the United States and in our Unitarian Universalist congregation, we're primed to speak of freedom and to reflexively protect our right to exercise free speech. We're enamored of freedom as concept and practice and chafe at its narrowing, even in principle. When we study history, however, we learn that freedom is rarely freedom for all, and is more often freedom for some at the expense of others. If our congregations value interdependence, we must also acknowledge the ripple effects that can wreak unintended consequences on the innocent. At times, we're called to surrender some of our freedoms in order to serve the whole. How might members of our congregation be harmed if we give freedom a greater value than responsibility?
The First Unitarian Church of St. Louis strives to be a welcoming congregation, inspiring lives of loving kindness and integrity by nurturing spirituality, building community, and advancing justice. Your contributions support the mission and ministry of this congregation in the St. Louis region and beyond. This morning's offering will now be received. In 2020, as so many places closed, our building here closed, which meant that our church library closed. Then, as we started to reopen and think about how to let people back into the library, in 2022, it flooded. You don't want water in a library. It's bad on lots of levels. And so for several years, the library sat. Some people, if you are new, you probably don't even know where it is because you're like, we have a library? Yeah. We have a fabulous library, and 2 committees have worked tirelessly for at least a year now to reopen our library. Our facilities committee has worked every day for so many days. To do the work of routing water around the window wells, to do mold remediation, to replaster, to paint, to clean, to redo the lighting, to buy new bookcases, so much work to make the room beautiful and welcoming and safe. And then the library committee. Let's get claps for library committee too. Who did the tremendous work of moving all of the books out of the library to another place in the building, and then moving all the books back into the library from another place in the building, as well as recataloging all of the books and following up to say, do you have this book? Do you have this book? Do you have this book? Please check at home. Do you have this book? What books are missing? And going literally book by book and comparing them to the catalog. It's very detailed and time-consuming work. And so, for all of the loving effort of the Facilities Committee and the Library Committee, please give them a hand again. for the work of these two committees, for your gifts today and every day. Thank you. I was 10 when my mother made a mistake. I'm sure it wasn't her first. It definitely wasn't her last. But this mistake, this one in particular, shaped me for the rest of my life. School let out for the summer, and my mother was staring down 12 weeks of an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old at home with nothing to do. We were too young for summer jobs, and my parents couldn't afford summer camp. While it was the 80s and we were allowed to roam at will outside, my mom still wanted a plan. So she created a reading contest. Me against my brother, to see who could read the most books in those 12 weeks. It turns out I'm competitive. That was also the only time in my entire life that I have ever beat my brother at anything. I have been an avid reader and library regular ever since. My love of the written word began that summer and became a defining personal characteristic. When it came time to choose a major in college, I vacillated between library science, journalism, and literature, ultimately choosing a double major in English and communications with a journalism minor. Sorry, library sciences. It was books that opened my mind to other perspectives, other countries and cultures, other religions. It was books that made me question. It was reading the Bible that made me reconsider what I had been taught in church. Historically, it is the ability to read holy texts for ourselves that has prompted most religious innovation. When our Unitarian and Universalist ancestors read the Bible, they came to different conclusions about the nature of God than had previous religious leaders. I'm quite confident some of their texts would have ended up in the gift schrank. And before them, the Protestant Reformation was a direct result of a population able to read the Bible for themselves for the first time. Literacy and the printing press did more for freedom of thought than any invention until the internet. The Quran identifies any faith community with a written sacred text as people of the book. Unitarian Universalists often lay claim to this moniker, less to identify with one sacred text as to express our deep commitment to lifelong education and growth, and our spiritual practice of buying way too many books. As we enter an age dominated by hot takes and 30-second video reels, literacy and books are a foundational tool to achieving the beloved community we dream about. In his book, The Home We Build Together, former British Chief Rabbi Jonathan Sacks wrote, "The people of the Bible were the first to conceive of the possibility of a society of universal literacy and equal dignity. For Jewish people, this was an expression of Imago Dei, that all people are created equally in the image of the holy, and a commitment to the covenant with God to study and follow the commandments. How can you do so without literacy? Being people of the book meant a democratization of knowledge. So it is that even today, with podcasts and videos and tweets, the study of sacred and secular texts informs our understanding as Unitarian Universalists. Each of us is free to read and interpret, to make our own meaning from the words gathered in books and magazines, websites and journals, in holy books, and holy teachings. What makes us a faith community is that we do that study and exploration together, in community. It is valuable to learn and dialogue with both texts and people, because we do not live in isolation. Rather, we exist in networks of connection and interdependence, where what we think impacts ourselves and our neighbors. It is valuable to understand the material locked away in the gift schrank, if only so that we might develop an antidote to its poison. This morning, we are rededicating our church library. While the printing press and later the internet promoted the free exchange of ideas, it is libraries that have democratized knowledge, making it available to everyone regardless of income or academic credentials. The Learned Library, that's its real name, is named after the first minister of the Church of the Unity, one of the parent churches of what is now the First Unitarian Church of St. Louis. John C. Learned was learned. He was an academic, publishing essays on religion and ethics and delivering prestigious national lectures, thus making the name of the library appropriate in multiple ways. There is no gift schrank in our library. There was, at one point, a cabinet that contained some books that you could only check out if you knew they were there to check out. But today, you are free to check out any book. In fact, I saw one of the books from that cabinet on the new bookshelf. You can check it out today. Just, make sure you bring it back, because the library committee will be very sad if you don't. And they might, send you a whole lot of emails. But this library, this learned library, exists in a church because we want you to explore these ideas within the framework of the broader community. Because the other antidote to the poison locked away in a gift schrank is relationship and dialogue. We read not to make our world smaller, not to narrow it down to an individual perspective, but to open it up, to connect it with difference and with the wider wonder of the world. The goal of the gift schrank is to protect the common good from dangerous ideas. There is a conversation to be had about what is a dangerous idea, but we do that in community. That's part of public theology, that through dialogue and with respect for both experience and data, we can come up with what is the common good and what is harmful to the common good. What is more valuable than protecting people from dangerous ideas, though, is cultivating dangerous minds. Minds that are free to challenge the status quo, to pursue the truth, and come up with new ways of being. As we face book bans and fake news, it is critically important that we have places to access accurate information, where we can wrestle with questions of the common good and shared values. We need books, and we need the libraries that house them, because these are the places where dangerous minds are born. Dangerous minds that think critically and creatively about the problems facing people and the planet. Dangerous minds that are curious and contemplative, hungry for knowledge and rooted in community. Dangerous minds that are committed to the mutual flourishing of all. Dangerous minds that believe and act for literacy and justice for all. And so today we are also going to do something entirely new for us. We are going to have a book communion. The particular version of this ceremony was created by the Reverend Jamie Yandel. And I'm going to invite Sabrina and Roz to help me. Knowledge is a sacred and powerful human right. To be fully and joyfully human is to learn, to grow in mind and spirit, and to possess a vast and diverse education derived from a holy curiosity. Unitarian thinker and theologian James Luther Adams tells us that revelation is not sealed, and if our minds are open to the universe, we are always students of all life has to teach us. Come on up. This is your part.
Never has knowledge been so accessible to us. With a few keystrokes or thumb strokes on our phones, the entire world's learning are at our fingertips. With screen readers, books printed in Braille, audiobooks, and the vast availability of natural resources that make printing books possible, we are surrounded by infinite possibility every day.
Questioners. Our communion, our larger purpose, is one of ideas and thoughts, the sharing of what lies in and upon our hearts. Today, we participate in a communion of words and ideas, of those things we have found meaning in, as a way of building community between us and offering to each other the sacred right of knowledge.
We offer gratitude for all the ways we can gain this sacred and powerful knowledge. And we offer gratitude to each other as we participate in the sharing of the knowledge and the making of meaning in our community.
We know that knowledge is sacred and that books are a vehicle for learning. Education should never be banned, so we honor that revelation happens continually and that the written word is one way of absorbing holy expression.
We are grateful for all the different ways humanity has created to produce and encounter the written word. And we are grateful for the way books are a great escape, a precious place of journeying, a versatile and time-honored hobby.
So the way that this is going to work this morning is if you brought a book, we're going to invite you to come forward and place your book on this table. Linda's going to play some music. If you didn't bring a book, we're going to invite you to find someone else who didn't bring a book and have a conversation about what is your favorite book, so that we are exchanging ideas and books together. I know that there are more books, that some people brought more books than one, and so my expectation is also, just like the flower communion, that we will have more books than people. But we're going to start with, come up, bring your book, and then you're going to go around the pews and then come back to the front of the line, so that we'll start, you'll pick up a different book. You'll have the full selection of books. Pick up a different book before you go back to your seats. So start, come up, bring books. Yep, there we go.
we've reached the front of the line again, and there are so many books up here. There are children's books, there are adult books, there are cookbooks. So you may see a book that you immediately know that you want to take, and that is good. And if not, Roz and Sabrina and I are going to give you an option of 2 books and invite you into the joy of getting a surprise book, okay? I'm going to say I'm the person who doesn't always like to get a surprise book. And I opened a book just this week that was a surprise, and it was the best thing I'd read all week. So if you want the surprise, I'm going to encourage you to lean into that. more books. If you did not bring a book and you would like to experience the abundance of books, come on up. We have more books. Please come and take some books. Okay. Have more books. Please come take books. The goal is that this table has no books. Come on and get a book. There are more books. Come get a book. I'm about. If there are books left over, I'm going to turn into that Midwestern neighbor who leaves zucchini on your porch. I'm going to drive to your house and leave a book on your front door. So for those of you who are curious, my surprise book this week was the Love at the Center book of Time of the Child. So if you have not decided to read that book, it's beautiful, and you should join the book group. Today I picked up Annie Dillard, Pilgrim at Tinker Creek, because I haven't read it. So I've heard. We gratefully receive the gift of knowledge from one another, reading words and sentences others have enjoyed, and then adding our own experiences to theirs is one of the many ways we come together in community. May your choices bless you deeply, and may we continue to fight for the ability to learn in freedom, peace, and happiness. And our song leaders are going to lead us in song.
Our closing hymn is number 145 in the gray hymnal, As Tranquil Streams. We'll sing all four verses. The tune's an old tune from 1690. The words were written in the first half of the 20th century by the Reverend Marion Franklin Ham, who was a poet. His poetry is still in print, and you can buy his book of poetry, The Golden Shuttle, from Amazon. I also think you can probably check it out from the Learned Library. I'll be looking for it.
As
Prophetic Church, the future waits your liberating ministry. Go forward in the power of love. Proclaim the truth that makes us free. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace. Please stay for the postlude, and then as your final act of worship, turn and invite your neighbor to check out the library.